Com. Brought to you by Patrick Eads and his staff at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike Zekeys for Cars. GT Car and his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers. Excuse me. Home of 1-800. Home of 1-800. 800-ROSE. I'm choking on the Supreme Court decision. 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Also, Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Oxyoke Inn of the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. And Dr. Lance Forbes, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. Here's Tom Suter.
Yep.
And Pat Harty from HawkFanatic.com.
You choking over there, are you?
What's wrong?
Oh, I got this shot that for RSV, and it gave me a little bit of RSV, and I've been dealing with that.
It'll give you a little bit of congestion.
Yeah, it's supposed to last anywhere from 2 to 8 days. The side effect, you know. And here I took all my COVID shots. I took my flu shot. Never had a freaking reaction. And this thing, my arm hurts, and I'm congested.
Yeah, my arm hurt a little bit from the RSV shot, but that was all.
Yeah, I got a little RSV. So.
Well, RSV is rough for adults and preemies.
Well, it isn't terrible or anything. I'm just a little congested, and my arm hurts. And
it almost killed Amy.
Something to complain about. Well, yeah, but Amy had problems when she was little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is when she was 2, and it almost took her away.
No. Yeah, so. Oh, she has, but she's had her shot now and everything, right?
Don't know. I don't know. Is it recommended for adults 28 years old? I don't think so.
I don't know. I
think they recommend it in preemies and oldies.
Well, they told me to get it before they can give me my arthritis cure.
Oh, there you go.
So I got it. And then I got to get a shingles. But I ain't getting the shingles until this thing gets out of here. So
you're listening to
Old Man Talk.
Prescription Talk on
Yeah.
1630 KCJJ. Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
What do you think, Pat?
What do you think?
I just want to listen to you talk about yourself.
That's what you got to look forward to.
Yeah.
For the next 90 minutes.
Yeah. That's what you got. Well, the listeners and hunters say with this good RX thing.
Yeah.
I had to get a prescription. Jan had to get a prescription. The copay was $750
a month.
A month, and if you show them the coupon from the Good RX app, it's $31 a month.
Okay.
So figure that out.
That's weird, isn't it?
That's bizarre to me, but if it works, it works.
It does.
Yeah.
No, it totally works.
Yeah.
So you were at the game yesterday.
I was.
As was I. Thoroughly, but it was hot.
Oh, it was really hot. I wore a long sleeve shirt, too. I shouldn't have. You live and learn. I feel bad, though, man. I screwed it up for Susan. Some knucklehead tweeted that the media lot was full 3 hours before the game. What he failed to mention was only one part of the media lot was full. So Rob called me because we were wondering where we were going to park, and I'm like, I better let Susan know. So I let Susan know that the lot was full, and by the time I called her back to let her know that there was still places. See, when you go into that lot, you can either go to the right or to the left. You used to always send the media to the right. Now they go back and forth.
Is that the dental lot?
Dental lot.
Uh-huh.
The right that part was closed and full 3 hours before the game started, 2 hours. So, but the left was open because Rob didn't even pick me up till almost 10 to 11, and we drove right up to the arena, no traffic, and there were still tons of spots. Poor Susan parked at Finkbine and walked.
Oh.
And the good thing is, at least the walk to the arena is all downhill. But we were walking back after the game, and it was tired. We were tired, and neither one of us are young anymore, and we were walking, and it's a good mile. We were probably halfway to the walk, but we still had these steep hills to go through that separated that one parking lot right off of Hawkins and then Finkmine. And then we saw some Iowa student driving one of those little golf carts.
Yeah.
And we both looked at her and think, man, could you give us a ride? And sure enough, she did. She was nice enough. She did. And what's funny is she looked like Caitlin Clark. I mean, Susan said the same thing. She looked just like Caitlin Clark.
Are you sure it wasn't?
It was not Caitlin Clark, no. But she looked, same hair, everything. And I said that to her, and she's like, wow, that's the first I've ever heard that. And she kind of smiled. But, yeah, she took us, and she kept going, and Susan kept saying, yeah, it's a little way further up. A little way further up, a little way, and then finally we got on top of this hill. I'd never even been in this part, and it was coming. You know, I've always approached the Finkmine Clubhouse from Melrose. You know,
yes,
we were approaching it from a different. I'd never been because I've never golfed. I've never been on the Finkmine golf course other than to interview people at the end. But this person was nice enough to give us a ride, and it really helped because
that's great.
We had this big steep. I mean, and both of us were carrying computers and what have you. So I felt so bad that I should not have reacted to the tweet, and because it was misleading and it would just made it so much. Because Rob and I pulled up, there must have been 30 parking spots left.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, and there was people were tailgating. Some guys out wearing a kilt and playing his bag. Do you see that guy playing his bagpipe?
No.
Guy playing his bagpipe, and yeah. And I mean, what I wrote, it was basically Caitlin has turned Iowa women's basketball, at least home games. Well, road to they're an event. That was an event yesterday.
Indeed.
That was like a football game. People got their hours before and what have you. And then, of course, Nolan Ryan spends $7,000 for 5 people to go to the game. And I'd never heard of Travis Scott. I'll show my age. I don't know if that makes it out.
I had heard of him, but I couldn't tell you a single song.
I never had heard of him, and I think it's great that he was there having fun. He had to be hot, man. He was wearing – do you see that thing he was wearing?
Yes.
It was like some big velour pullover. He had to have just been hot as hell.
But he loved the moment.
Yeah, he was having fun, and then Jake from State Farm was
honest to God, I said this earlier, we have like Ashton Kutcher comes here, and there's other, people that are national that come here and show up, and, on occasion you'll see a picture of them or something. I never saw so many selfies and so many pictures of Jake from State Farm in my freaking life.
And he ran the authentic brand T-shirt gun too, which was funny.
Yeah, I mean it was an event.
It was.
And they won the game. They took care of business. Now Molly, unfortunately, that
didn't look good.
No, it didn't. What's weird is I could not believe how much I didn't see it accurately. I turned around. I thought at first she slammed her head on the ground because she fell viciously to the floor, but I hadn't seen her knee buckle. I missed that part. I just had a bad angle, so I thought and the way that she didn't move, I thought she was concussed to begin with. But then everyone around me like, no, it's either her leg, it's her leg, and they were right. I was wrong.
Yeah, it really was kind of right in front of us, although we're 17 rows up.
I mean, she fell to the ground hard.
But what I thought I saw was that at first I thought she was fouled and just fell wrong.
Well, she intercepted the inbound pass in her knee buckle.
Her knee buckle.
Yeah.
That's right. We watched it again.
So it does not look good.
No.
And she will be a significant loss. Now, Kylie Fierback's minutes are going to go up extensively now. My guess is she'll start playing 20 minutes a game at least. She was really good on defense. Yep. She was really good on defense yesterday. She's quick and long.
Hello.
Hello. Does anybody know what happened to her? I mean, what the injury is?
It's a leg. She had her leg. It's a knee. She had her leg wrapped when they put her back in the wheelchair to go to senior day.
Do you think she's out the rest?
Well, I mean, my guess would be that, but I don't want to speculate. I mean, I don't know. They haven't announced anything.
So we don't know specifically what the injury was.
Somebody that was watching it on TV kept telling me that this Ohio State girl shoved her.
She didn't. No. Because we watched.
Yeah, no, she intercepted the inbound pass and buckled. It was not anything.
Exactly.
It wasn't official conspiracy or anything. It
just
happened.
The way she turned.
It's just the way she landed. Yeah, the knee gave out.
Yep.
Yeah. I got over there at 8 o'clock to find a parking spot.
At 8 o'clock?
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's when they opened, and I parked just right outside, where the Dan Gable statue is, and that lot filled up real fast.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So what'd you do when did they open the arena?
They opened the arena at 9.
So what'd you do for an hour?
They had the
I
game
sat
day.
out there and read my newspaper.
Not outside.
No.
Oh, okay,
Well,
yeah.
I sat in the car and read the
Okay, game
my
day
newspapers.
Okay, game day didn't start till 10. Okay, well, that's devotion. Good for you.
But I was glad to get a parking place. Mine was right up there close.
So did you
But
get
it filled
into
up real
the?
fast.
Did you get into as part of the game day thing?
Well, when I walked in there, I thought, oh, my goodness, I don't think I want to go mess with that. So I went over and sat in my seat, and I could see it probably better than I would have if I sat in the game day.
Yeah.
But I could see it real well.
Good.
And the towels I gave out, those were nice-looking towels.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
Yeah. They were nice.
Okie doke. Well, tomorrow's a baseball game. Is the weather supposed to be pretty good?
Yeah, actually. A little cooler, 55.
No fast breezes.
Not tomorrow.
The last game was perfect until the breeze came in, and then it got really cold.
Well, today we're going to get some showers and maybe a couple storms.
We could use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Okay.
Sure could.
All righty.
That's
Okay.
I'm having coughing problems. Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, and the Big Ten women's basketball brackets are out, and Iowa will play the winner of the Wisconsin-Penn State game at 5:30 on Friday. So
there you go.
When are you leaving? Thursday? Wednesday?
yeah, Thursday.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Susan's leaving Friday morning, so she'll be up there for 2 nights, I think, even if they get to the championship game.
Yeah.
Because then the championship's at 2:30 on Sunday, isn't it? Or what time does it say? Or is it 3:30?
11.
Oh, it's 11
Yeah.
on Sunday. Okay, for some the men, I know the men must be at 2:30.
Must be.
Okay, I didn't realize the women. That'll make it easier for those reporters. Like for Susan, game be over by 1. You can realistically be on the road by 3. You can be home by 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's about 4.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
That makes it nice. And weather doesn't look like weather's going to be an option at all. I remember going to some late basketball games where you worry about freezing.
You bet.
Not now.
Well, I got my Facebook. You know how they give you those memories?
Yeah.
Like my 10 years ago memory yesterday was minus 10 degrees. So it was 85 degrees different.
Oh yeah, we've had some brutal marches before, but
Yeah, we have.
this one looks like it's going to be. I mean, I dare say it. Winter has been over for a while. It seems, doesn't it?
Well,
Even though we still have 17 days until it's officially over.
Yeah.
Yep, but we had 2 weeks from hell, and everything else has
Everything
been
else has
gravy
been
so
just
far.
bliss. Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens.
I'd take that every year. I would take 2 weeks of hell for this type of winter overall, wouldn't you?
Yes, you sure would.
No, I really would. I'm still feeling that 2 weeks of hell. My left, my
I am
arm still
too.
isn't. My left arm still isn't the same since shoveling. It really isn't.
That's funny because it's true of me, too.
My elbow every time I wake up in the morning, but then it loosens up. So I'm beginning to wonder too if it's arthritis.
Yeah,
Like
it's
now,
arthritis.
now it doesn't hurt at all. Like this morning when I woke up, I could barely bend it. Now it's got a little bit of pain.
That's arthritis.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think I'm getting arthritis in my left, which is weird because I used my right arm for. I mean, I was right-handed with everything I did, like playing.
Everything you did.
Well, I had I had a lot of arm problems in high school with pitching.
Yeah.
It was I figured if either arm was going to give out, it would be my right arm. But body works in weird ways. But as far as the post game, though, for me it was really special. Once I was able to get onto the court, once I was able to, there were so many people just standing around the perimeter of the court, just stuck together as the players were kind of celebrating with their family and stuff after the ceremony. It took me forever just to squeeze through. And then once I found an opening, I was able to get on the court because I saw my high school classmates. I looked for Caitlin because I knew all the players had kind of gravitated toward their family and friends. I looked for Caitlin, and I just looked for somebody who's really tall, and I'm like, there he was, my high school buddy and teammate Tom Faber. I saw him across the court because he's 6'9", and I started walking towards him, and he's having a conversation with somebody. I've seen Tom maybe 2 or 3 times in 40 years since we graduated from high school, and his wife Kathy, who was in our graduating class, Caitlin's aunt. I'd seen her. I saw her one time outside Wells Fargo Arena like 15 years ago. That might have been it in 42 years, 43. No. But I wanted to make a point to see me, and I knew their Caitlin's grandfather and grandmother on the Nizzi side of the family. I knew they would be out there too, and I knew them. So when I got out there and Tom and I made eye contact, it was so much fun. I mean, within a minute, we were giving each other crap like we used to in high school.
Oh, that's great.
You know, I called him a ball hog. He called me a ball hog. And it was just fun. And then, you know, I saw Kathy. I gave Kathy a big hug, and the grandparents. And it was just really neat. And I keep reminding myself, because sometimes I forget that I know one side of Caitlin's family very well. I don't know the Clark side at all. And I assume they're great people. I just know the Nizzy side because I grew up with them. And I said to Tom, I'm like, did you think she was going to be this good? He's like, you know, I knew she was going to be great. He goes, I watched what she did at Dowling and what she did in AAU and how ranked she. But he goes, who could have imagined this?
Yeah.
And other than maybe Caitlin, nobody could have imagined this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just completely beyond comprehension almost. I mean, it's just, you know, she was not on her A game yesterday.
Not really.
No, her shot was off. She was 10 of 26 from the field. She had 5 turnovers. And yet she still dominated the game in so many ways. And even though she didn't shoot, was she 4 of 17 from 3?
I think something like
that.
that.
Yeah, but she, like that one when they had cut it to 2 and she made that huge 3, she still, even when she's not shooting well, makes timely baskets.
Exactly. And and it's so funny to say that she didn't have her A game because you're absolutely right, but she still had 35 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds.
6 rebounds and 3 steals. Yeah, so, I mean, that's the greatness of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. I mean, it's just astounding that you can even think it that way, but it's true.
Yeah.
She didn't have her best game.
It was great. I went over to Fox Sports, the Fox Sports app, and they showed that afterward.
Uh-huh.
They showed them honoring and everything. That was pretty cool that they did that.
But I'll tell you, they always say, you know, family's a big part of every athlete. Oh, I wouldn't be here without my family. And with Caitlin, it's really true. At least I know from half the family. I mean, I can vouch for, they're high character people. They're good people. I mean, I said to Kathy's dad, Caitlin's grandfather, I'm like, man, your daughter, it was amazing how well prepared she was for everything in high school. Because I had Kathy in a lot of classes. I think we were even in the same homeroom. And she was, 90 to 100 on every test. She just straight A's, always prepared. And me, I was more like a whirlwind. I was just everywhere, you know. I mean, and Mr. Nizzi said, he goes, nothing's changed. She's been that way all through life. And those are the people that Caitlin grew up around. I mean, she had a lot of positive influences. And she's benefited from that.
Plus, she had that spirit, that drive that most people do not have.
You know, she just had good people around her leading by example, and that helps. She was very fortunate. There's some star athletes, you hear about their stories growing up, they don't have much. They had to.
They're nightmares.
Caitlin didn't have to overcome any family stuff. From at least from the Nizzi side, they were very supportive, good, solid, well-rounded people, and I think that makes a big difference. And Caitlin's always saying that. She's always talking about her family. But as far as what was amazing when we got there, about an hour before tip-off, the concourse was, you couldn't move.
I know. And
there's people 100, 150 deep waiting in line for like tenderloins and hot dogs and an ice cream cone, things that you wouldn't normally do under any circumstance, but it took me 10 minutes to get from the entrance to the arena around the concourse to where I go down to the media seat because there was just nowhere to move. I mean, it was just full of people.
Yeah.
And I've never understood, this is me too, because I just have never understood waiting in line for stuff. I've never been a person that can do that.
I hate it.
I'm just like my dad. My dad wouldn't wait in line for anything. And that's how I am. And you miss out on stuff. I mean, the only long line I remember waiting in was, like I said, the movie Jaws back in 1975.
We did nothing but wait in line yesterday.
I can't do it.
We stopped at Brugger's to grab
Brugger's
a bagel.
Which one? The one on
Iowa Avenue.
Oh, Iowa. And downtown.
Yes, we thought it would be,
Well, the other two you couldn't have gotten into.
No.
On Sunday.
Well, it was a throng.
Yeah. So you waited?
We waited because we were hungry, but this was at like a little bit, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock.
Oh, that's prime Sunday.
And we were standing in line just behind Logan Cook was in there.
Yeah, she was there, and they actually introduced her at the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, she lives down in Nashville now. But, yeah, that was neat to see that. But I remember going to the Brugger's on First Avenue in Coralville, the one out there. I made the mistake of going there at like 10:30 on a Sunday, I believe. There were people lined around the perimeter of the inside of the restaurant waiting in line. I counted 43 people.
Jesus.
And I'm like, I I almost wanted to interview a couple people. I'm just so amazed that people will wait 40 deep for a bagel.
Yeah, well,
I don't.
The only reason we did is because it would have been the same,
You were
at
nowhere.
that time.
You were not going to find anywhere at that time. But man, there's Brugger's on Saturday and Sunday are impossible to get anything during the morning time.
Hello.
I was going to say the biggest complaint I heard was the bathrooms. People said they waited in line to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I saw that.
and said it was a nightmare.
I've seen that at men's games. Even when the arena's not full, I'd see lines for the bathroom. They don't have many. There's not many bathrooms down there for the people sitting close to the court.
She went to one of the
There's
bathroom.
only one way down there.
She went to one bathroom. She said the line was so long. She said, I wasn't going to do it. So then she went to the other one, which was a little better.
So was that after going up the steps, or did she go down to the bathroom?
She went up the steps.
So not only that, you're climbing up those miserable steps, and then you have nowhere to pee.
Well, she eventually got one, but she missed the first 3.5 minutes of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Well, there was a young girl next to me, and she was drinking lots of pop, and I said, you're going to have problems. And she waited for a long, long time. She was even threatened to use her cup.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
So it was bad. I decided not to drink anything because I did not want to get up. That little bathroom that's down there, that only has 3 stalls in it.
Yeah. Well, we made a different decision. It was a 2-swarm game for us.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Swarm beers.
Oh.
Okay, well, have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
She ended that call coughing, too.
Yeah.
But, the lines were incredible. I don't know. There's got to be a way they can make it better.
There has to be.
I mean, it's just there's not enough points of purchase. There's wasted space. There's not enough space in areas where you need space. Mm-hmm. There's way too much space in areas where you don't need. I mean, the amount of wasted space behind both baskets.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, there's just got to be a new configuration for that arena. And I know Beth is looking into that, and I think they're going to do something. But, yeah, the one line for the ice cream cone line, it went on forever. I mean, it went on forever.
And it was hot in there, so I'll bet that those ice cream cones tasted even better than
they
normal.
probably did. No, it was. You were right. It was definitely hot in there.
And
But that's the downside. I guess that's one of the few downsides to filling out the arena all the time is stuff like that. So,
but you don't expect it to be 79 in March either.
Well, no, that's the other thing too. Yeah,
So
it was
true.
unseasonably warm. I mean, it was almost humid yesterday.
I had my conditioner on.
I figured you did. See, mine got up to 71. All I did was turn my heat off. I've got my heat set at 64. I don't think I've heard my heat run in a week, so I just turned it off. There's no reason to have heat on right now, but I don't have my air on.
Yeah, it got to be like 76 in there.
Yeah, mine only got to 71, which is fine. But yeah, no, I'll take it. I mean, this is incredible, this weather. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really is. It was almost like Mother Nature wanted to pay her respect.
Yeah, unfortunately, our planet's burning up, but other than
that, we'll be dead. We'll be dead anyway before anything bad happens.
That is probably true.
At least I mean, hopefully nothing happens before too long, before I croak. But no, it was a fun experience there yesterday. I mean, it was seeing her family and seeing old people that I grew up with. It was just really neat. And they actually, when I was talking to Kathy, she's like, thank you. I know you guys had Caitlin on the radio earlier. And I'm like, yeah, good luck trying to do that now. And she kind of looked like, yeah, I think they're just, the word it's surreal to them, what's going on.
Oh, I'm sure.
It is just surreal to them, and I think that's a good word to describe it. Well, Caitlin described it as almost like a delusion, just everything that's happening. But no, it's spectacular. And, I mean...
Well, she's made it happen.
Yeah, she has. She's had help. You can't do it alone.
Nope.
You cannot do it alone. But I think the one thing that's been cool is lots of times when you have superstars that are outspoken like Caitlin, it maybe can rub some people the wrong way, but instead of resenting her stardom, her teammates have embraced it. That says a lot about them, it says a lot about Caitlin, and it says a lot about the Iowa coaches.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you were talking last week about people buying ticket stubs. There was a guy out there buying, if you had your paper ticket, was paying $25 for them after the game.
Oh, after the game, were they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't even know how many people have paper tickets anymore, but he was $25, right?
Not
Do you
very
have
many.
them? Do you have them?
No.
Interesting. I wonder how many he got.
I saw a couple people up there. I mean, I got paper tickets because one of my friends still has a flip phone, so we don't have any choice. But
God, even I don't have a flip phone.
but yeah, no. So yeah, they are buying. And I see on eBay there's one for sale for $299 for yesterday's
For a game that was played.
Wow.
Has already been
yeah,
played.
just for the ticket. Yep.
Well, if people do that, they got more money than sense. And
Yeah.
but if you got,
Well, you don't always know that. There's a lot of people that have no money and no sense. I've been accused of being that.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks. I shot the video of her free throw and put it up on Twitter, and I don't have a ton of Twitter. I mean, it had 10, 12,000 views within like an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm not some big I am not a media Twitter. I love the people that call themselves media influencers or media personality on Twitter when really they're just some doofus on Twitter, but they're a media personality.
well, your media influencers, man, those people make a ton of money.
Some of them.
I mean,
Well,
some make,
the ones on Twitter, yeah, but most of them have to sell their soul because the only way they make it is by doing political nonsense on the extreme, right? That's pretty much the ones you make.
Oh,
Like Cat Turd. Those guys make money.
I'm not talking about
Cat Turd
that.
makes a lot of money.
I'm talking about people like media influencers like the Kardashians make millions.
Yeah, pushing brands,
Pushing
pushing
products.
their
Yeah, I don't really.
fashions
I guess
and
it's
stuff
what
like
your
that.
definition of media influence.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people who think they get on there and they drop their political hot takes
Yeah.
and they think that they. But if you get enough of those people and they get enough, they make money on Twitter, on left and right.
Yeah.
They both make money.
Yeah.
But like
the
the
one-
Crassatines and John Cooper.
But they don't come close to like the Kardashians. I mean,
Well, no, but Kardashians it's nuts. It's apples and oranges. I don't even compare the two. I'm talking about Kardashians aren't on social media doing political hot takes. They're not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the extreme political people on both extremes that are on. They make money. I read somewhere. I read that Cat Turd guy makes tons of money from Elon's site just from being a right-wing Trump worshiper. That's how he gets paid. I mean, it's amazing that you can make money that way.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
That's our world.
if you bring views to his platform, that's how it works. I guess I haven't really figured that out.
I don't know. We're supposed to make money because we got over 1,000 now people following us on YouTube, but I don't know.
That's not. No offense. That's not a big
Nothing.
number, though. That's
No,
nothing.
it isn't.
No, it's not a big number.
Yeah,
but
I mean-
they say after you get. They keep sending me this stuff, and after you get 1,000,
What do you get, like $1 a month?
I don't have any. I haven't really looked into it. I've had other
Probably.
crap going.
It's probably
but
it's something like that. It's probably
Yeah.
really tiny. But, I mean,
Oh, buy a pop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that commercial you ran earlier said 2 pops a week wipes out daily exercising for that whole week.
Well, that's good. I don't want a daily.
And they were saying diet pop.
Yeah.
So I guess you can't even drink diet pop anymore. Everything's unhealthy.
You can't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
You
ready.
can't eat anything. You can't.
I remember my
drink
doctor.
anything.
My doctor 10 years ago was like, "Hey, if you're going to drink pop, just drink diet pop. It's way better for you." He goes, "It's not perfect, but I still would like to think diet pop's better for you than regular pop."
I
isn't
would
it?
certainly think so.
I know the
Just-
artificial sweetener's not great, but it's still not sugar.
Well-
but it causes your body to react the same way it does to sugar, is what I'm told.
My doctor said, "Well, how long have you been drinking it?" I said, "All my life." He says, "You're 75." Let her
But did your
rest.
doctor say that it's really unhealthy?
No,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but
no.
I mean, I have one Diet Coke a day.
that's about. I have one 20-ounce Diet Mountain Dew. a
And
day.
if that's going to knock me out of the game sooner, then so be it.
Well, I don't even know if I do because lots of times I'll go and get a fountain drink, fill this thing all the way with ice. There's no way I'm getting 20 ounces of. So I don't. But I do like to have a little Diet Mountain Dew every. That's my only caffeine. I don't drink coffee.
And I drink a lot of water,
I don't drink enough water. That is one.
and I drink a couple mugs of coffee in the morning. So
some scotch. And,
scotch at night,
scotch
and wine.
and a little wine.
This is refreshing.
Yeah.
My Diet Coke.
Yeah, I drink a little Diet Coke, but it's got a nasty aftertaste to it. But yeah, I heard that coming in. I'm like, oh great, now I can't drink. I mean, or I don't drink orange juice. I remember you were told orange juice is good for everyone. Well, no, it's got tons of sugar
Tons
in
of
it.
sugar.
And it does have tons of sugar in it. Like,
And it's
An
acidic.
amazing amount of sugar.
yeah, so I don't drink orange juice anymore. And it's super expensive, at least at the restaurant.
I drink it very seldom, but
Because I love it.
I do too.
I love orange juice with breakfast.
I do too.
like it.
Nothing better than eating a big old omelet with hash browns and
Yum.
toast, and then washing it all down with a big, massive glass of sugar.
The big $8 glass of orange juice.
Yeah, sugar water.
Do you like the pulp or no?
No, it's got to be no. Pulp is gross.
I kind of like the pulp,
I kind of do too.
No.
but I don't drink orange juice. It's too acidic.
I don't do the pulp.
Yeah.
So, did you get a tenderloin yesterday?
No, we did the Brugger's.
Oh, that's right. You did the Brewers thing. Yeah, you would have waited in line forever for a tenderloin yesterday.
Well, I thought, we'll go to Midtown before the game starts. So we went to the one, and there wasn't one table that people weren't talking about. Caitlin, not one. I mean, just
What were you, like eavesdropping on all the tables?
I don't have to eavesdrop. I got these super sensitive hearing aids. I could hear everything.
Okay.
You know, it was so funny when we left the arena. You know, there were tons of people walking away from the arena, and I swear half of them had number 22 jerseys on.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was incredible.
Yeah, I saw some journalists, national journalists, joke about, wow, I can't believe how many people in Iowa are last name's Clark. I can't remember who. I mean, the Washington Post had people there. I mean, it was, what's his name? Chuck Culpepper, a really good writer for the Washington Post. I mean, it was, I think Matt Weitzel tweeted that they gave out roughly 300 media credentials altogether. And, but yeah, it was a, like I said, my lead was that I will always have the privilege of having covered Caitlin Clark's last Big Ten regular season game.
Yeah.
I mean, she'll never play in another Big Ten. I mean, she's got all that's left now is the postseason. So yeah, yesterday was a special way to end it. And I don't. You think they make the Final Four?
They got a shot.
I mean, they got a shot. It's easier to say no.
Yeah, I mean,
if I had to bet, I would say no, just because it's easier. to
I
take the
think
field.
that's a safe bet.
South Carolina is the only team where I would probably take them over the field to make the Final Four. Not to necessarily win it, but to get to the Final Four.
We did just beat the number 2 team, and they're a legit team.
But I've never thought they were great. I've said all year to you guys that I've never. They're a notch below South Carolina.
There is one great team this year, and that's South Carolina.
But we said the same thing last year, too, and they lost.
Yes, they did.
And she's overhauled her roster, though, and they are a much better shooting team this year.
They are.
I mean, they're still athletic because she recruits 5-star physical freaks, but I think Don saw that, man, we got to get some shooters.
Yeah.
We got
sure.
We got to get some shooters. We got to get some jump shooters, and that's what they've done. So we'll see. They still got to do it. Tell you, there's way more pressure on South Carolina than there is Iowa.
Well, that is true.
I mean, Iowa doesn't really. I mean, there's pressure, of course, but if Caitlin doesn't win the national title, like I said, that's not going to harm her legacy. I don't care what some people say. It won't. Now, if they lose in the first or second round, that'll be a bummer.
Yeah, but okay. So South Carolina's undefeated, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next closest teams. And there are 5 teams have 4 losses.
And that's Ohio State, Stanford,
Texas,
Iowa.
And
Okay.
And Virginia Tech lost yesterday too.
Okay.
So it's 4.
My biggest issue with Ohio State, whenever I watch them play, there's times where they can't shoot.
Oh, you're right.
Their best shooter from 3 sometimes is that big center, and she was hot yesterday.
Mika
But there's
Lashikova.
times where their guards just can't shoot.
J.C. Sheldon's a good shooter.
But she's inconsistent at times, and and I'm talking more about the other 2 that play around her. They're very athletic. They can get to the basket. But there's times where they can't make perimeter shots,
You're right.
and that was a problem for them yesterday. They were missing some shots, and I thought J.C. Sheldon missed some shots that she normally makes. She's a good player,
Yes, she is.
but she's not Caitlin Clark by any means.
No.
And I think, to me, Ohio State is a good team. But they're not an elite, great team. They're really, other than maybe South Carolina, there isn't a UConn from the mid-'90s or the mid-'2s right now. South Carolina might prove to be that, but I got to see them win the national title first. Like I said, the last time I saw South Carolina play, they were losing to Iowa, and they were losing rather convincingly.
Yeah.
You could tell midway through that second half that Iowa was going to win that game.
Iowa controlled the
because South Carolina,
the game.
well, Bluter, she did it. She decided to pack the defense in and say, shoot it.
If you can beat us from outside, go ahead.
And they never flinched on that, and South Carolina did, and that was the game.
And Aaliyah Boston got into foul trouble and was really never a huge factor in that game.
Yeah, no, that was definitely the game, and you got to give Bluter credit for taking a chance, and it worked. Sometimes when you take chances like that as a coach, they backfire, but this one didn't.
Hello.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Just like everybody that was there yesterday, that place was just electric.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
It was buzzing. And so I'm sorry, Pat, but my wife and I also came home and we watched the game again on TV because, like the Suters do.
Yeah, we do.
And, well, because you can pick up on the fouls and the replays and what you missed looking the other direction. But how did they – I still think that Sulky's shot at the end of at the buzzer still counted. I don't know how they counted that off. I never showed any replays. Did you watch that again, Tom?
Yes. They looked at it again, and they decided really fast. So
Yeah.
I think they probably got it right, but it looked to me like she beat the red light on the basket.
On the basketball, yeah. And that's what we looked at last. I mean, we backed it up a couple times going, that should have counted. But they never.
It's hard to say.
I mean, not that it really mattered, but it still would have been a 6-point swing in a second or so there with the technical and the free throws.
And, with 0.3 seconds, you think you don't have time to catch and shoot. It's got to be kind of a tip. And I actually thought that she did exactly that.
Yeah.
But
exactly so.
But
it's just an observation I made. But like I said, it was just an unreal atmosphere. It's a Super Bowl atmosphere in a way with all the celebrities there and old football players and basketball players. Just a great time.
Yes, it sure was.
And I will say, I mean, it's always mentioned about all the little girls and everything, but I tell you what, I got 2 grandsons that are 7 and 10 that just love Caitlin Clark just as well, and they just go all out. It's just not little girls, it's little boys too. Just go crazy over it, and that brings the fans to the games too. So,
and there was almost nobody left. They stayed for that ceremony.
Yeah, they did. If they left, then they were probably just too damn hot and wanted to get outside. It wasn't much cooler, but it was a little better.
It was
it did feel good to get outside. Man, it was like, oh, my God, fresh air.
It was almost one of those days I wish it was a February day. It was only 40 degrees out. So and cool off a little quicker.
I'm with you.
Almost.
I felt the same way.
So, all right, guys. Well, this is Dirk. Just wanted to holler at you.
So, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We did, too.
I didn't realize that was Dirk until the end.
Dirk with a U.
Dirk with a U. But yeah, it felt kind of like, freedom when I got outside that arena. Just there was a little bit of a nice breeze that greeted us, but it was funny when we left. There were still tons of people just hanging out in the parking lot by the Gable statue wearing Caitlin Clark jerseys. I think they were just hoping, hey, maybe she'll come out this door, like get one more fix of Caitlin. I mean, it's just amazing how she has. She has become a phenomenon, a sports and cultural icon in a lot of ways. And and like I said, just from talking to her relatives, I think they're just soaking it all in. There's really nothing more. Just live every moment and just appreciate everything that's happening. That's kind of how they're doing it.
There wasn't one major media that did not, the minute that she hit that did not break into programming. Yeah. And I mean,
that's interesting.
I saw LeBron James reached out and congratulated her.
Yeah.
President
Biden, and then the best thing you get underneath the comments, and it's just a cesspool. Oh, you should be in jail, you treasonous bastard! And I mean, anytime Biden or they just get attacked.
Biden or Trump.
Trump doesn't tweet anymore, really. But yeah, he gets attacked.
He's on what?
Truth Social, but he doesn't get attacked over there. Yeah. That's a cult.
He's getting sued on Truth Social.
Is he?
Yeah, by the people that put it up for him.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He gave. He basically took all the stock that they were supposed to get because it's for sale, and he allocated it to his family members.
And it won't. And
they went down from like 15% to 1%.
And it won't have a impact at all.
No, but it's just another lawsuit.
I know, but his people will blame it on the other people.
Hello.
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 Oh, I wanted to say something about Caitlin Clark's impact nationally.
Okay.
We were visiting our daughter in New Haven, Connecticut last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We were staying at a hotel, and there was a Hawkeye game later in the day, so we were wearing our Hawkeye uniform, so to speak. And we went down for breakfast, and people came. There was a gentleman who was wearing a Quinnipiac University sweatshirt, came up to us and thanked us for giving them Caitlin Clark for the year.
Wow. That's something else.
That's neat.
That is cool.
Yeah.
She's everywhere, so.
She is.
Enjoy your show.
All right, thank you.
No, you're right, though. She is. I haven't seen. Have you seen the big poster downtown?
I have not. Just saw the picture.
I may drive by it today. I have not seen it.
And that's right by the Mod Pod brick.
It's on the edge of the edge.
Isn't it right there on Burlington Street?
Yeah.
I haven't driven by there yet, but I will.
Well, I've had people, that I know from, hey, can you get us an autograph? Like,
Sure.
What am I supposed to do? Yeah.
I have not been asked that.
Hello.
Well, all you do is you go to a press conference and wait and ask her after. It would be easy to do, but you guys don't go to the press conferences. So.
Well, I'm not going to ask for her autograph anyway. I don't like autographs.
I've never been an autograph guy. I think
never
maybe
have
Don
either.
Nelson cured me at a young age.
I've never been an autograph guy.
He was the nicest guy that visited our grade school.
Never been an autograph
And
guy.
he said to me, I really affected this kid because I just put an X for my.
It still pisses me off.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey,
you guys didn't get a chance to talk about this on Friday, but you did see where the DCI dropped the charges on the 4 Iowa State athletes in the gambling probe?
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So did you notice that, or hear their attorney now is going to move forward with likely some civil suits?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it was inevitable.
It was inevitable. They're going to get whatever they can out of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a huge black eye for the state with this whole
it
thing.
Stupid. Should be.
Yeah, it should be, and they should get a lot of money out of the state, even though we got to pay for it. They really should.
Yeah, it was just an embarrassment, and that's what you guys didn't get a chance to talk to them about it.
Well,
on Friday,
there's also students that live near the athletes and everything, and there's now like 5 of them that are also suing because they went into their phones, and they, so they're also suing them. It ain't over yet.
And the people that manufactured the software that they used
pulled it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iowa Department of Public Safety can't use it. I mean, and they make money off of them, so they were that ethical.
Yeah, no, it was not a good look. Now, I will say I was surprised at how often some of these athletes gambled. I mean, some of that was just stunning to me, how much. I mean, one of those Iowa State guys, just thousands of bets. To me, maybe this was a good eye-opener in that regard. But, no, you can't go about this stuff illegally. You can't do illegal searches and what have you. So, yeah, this is going to cost some money, but maybe in a way they may have helped. Because wouldn't you be a little concerned if you found out your 20-year-old son was gambling, like just nonstop?
I'd be extremely concerned.
Yeah, so hopefully maybe it helped in some ways. But, yes, they went about it the wrong way.
Absolutely. Hey, great show, guys.
Thanks.
Hey, thank you for the call.
But, yeah, that did not surprise me. I know, didn't the Johnson County attorney, didn't they speak out and say they were disappointed with the decision?
Well, wasn't the Johnson County attorney?
Well, somebody here spoke out and said they were disappointed that they dropped the charges.
It was the, public safety state, Iowa.
Saying that they were disappointed that they dropped the charge. Well, I think they dropped the charges because most of the evidence they got was...
You have to have a warrant.
And it was gained illegally. It was obtained illegally, yes. So
whether you're on a landline or you're on a cell phone, you have to have a warrant. Hello?
Hey, Pat, I really enjoyed your the article that you wrote. I chuckled when you compared her to Taylor Swift. I just want to say that was very magnanimous of you.
Well, thank you. Well, that's all I can think of. I mean, she is to sports what Taylor Swift is to the music industry, really, and right now.
But that was such a touching article. I passed it on to other people who like Caitlin, just because, having your personal connection, but also just the importance.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you for writing it.
Okay, you bet.
Great
Thanks.
article.
Appreciate it.
Have a nice day, guys.
Thank you. Thankfully, you didn't compare her to Jim Morris.
No, I did not make that comparison. I did not make that comparison. But she is Taylor Swift in a lot of ways, in that she just. I mean, I'm sure little boys listen to Taylor Swift too, not just girls.
Oh, sure they do.
They've just had people are captivated by them. I mean,
I'm kind of surprised that Taylor didn't come to one of Caitlin's games. I really am.
Maybe she just doesn't.
I think she's touring.
She may. I mean, she still got. Maybe still could show up.
But she might not just be a basketball fan too.
Yeah,
I mean, you never. I mean, she's at the Chiefs games. I don't think she's breaking down. She's there because her boyfriend plays.
Yeah.
She may not be a huge sports fan.
That's true.
And so, but who knows? My guess is they'll meet at some time, and maybe Taylor or maybe Caitlin doesn't listen to her music much either. I mean,
that's possible.
I don't know. So, but that's what I think of. What the people waiting in line at visiting arenas for 2-3 hours. That's Taylor Swift like right there.
Well, Caitlin's got. Well, the team's got anywhere between 2 and 9 games left.
Yeah.
Depending, of course, how they do in their
tournament. Could you imagine if they lost in the first game of the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA just over? Like, could you imagine that? There's no way that's happening. No, their first game in the Big Ten in the NCAAs, they're going to host a 16 seed.
Yes,
and probably destroy them.
They will destroy them
because they did that even 2 years ago when they lost, and then the second round things will get tougher.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing where Caitlin has gone since that loss to Creighton.
I think that really opened the team's eyes, and part of the reason they succeeded as much as they did last year was losing that game.
Yeah, I think it helped them.
I do too.
I think it really got them even more focused and hungry, and Caitlin just continued to work and take her game to a whole new level, and so we'll see. I mean, it's going to be fascinating to see where this ends up, and hey, the men are playing really well right now, too.
They sure are.
The men, they beat Illinois on Saturday. I think they're in.
I do, too.
But I also think they have to win this guy. From everything I'm seeing right now, they're still not. They're the last 4 in is the last one I saw, but I think they're going to win Sunday. I just have the same feeling. Now, the Northwestern game, I thought they were going to win. In fairness to Northwestern, they were they played that whole second half without 3 starters.
Yeah.
I mean, when Nicholson went down, the score was tied. Iowa then went on a 20-9 scoring run. Northwestern just ran out of bodies.
No, they did.
They just didn't have enough. That'd be like, imagine taking 3 starters out of Iowa's team right now. They'd be finished.
Yes, completely.
So I'm amazed that Northwestern is still even competitive right now.
Hello.
Hey, Pat and guys. Hey, I got a question for you. Concerning the Burrish girl from Davenport North, I got to watch a little bit of her on the state tournament, and I always kind of thought she was already a commit to Creighton. And I know the other girl from Davenport North was going to Iowa.
Yes.
But Dawn Staley was at the game and sounds like recruiting her hard. Then I saw something else later on, something posted on Facebook where she's deciding between South Carolina and Iowa. So does Iowa still have an open scholarship available? And just wanted to let you guys
they do.
Answer the question.
They do, but everything that I've seen, Divine Borage is not coming to Iowa. She's just not.
She plays for Davenport North. Doesn't isn't there Journey?
Journey Houston.
She also plays for Davenport North.
Yeah.
God, how good are they?
I guess.
Well, Journey Houston's out, right? Didn't she? She blew her knee out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, everything that I've heard and read that Borage is not considering Iowa.
So she's going to go to South Carolina more than likely?
I don't know. She's somewhere down south.
Was she committed to Creighton or
no?
No, that was it. Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, I think she's interested.
So who are the girls that were in yesterday for recruits?
Oh my God, Addison Deal, Maddie Greenway.
Obviously, Lisa couldn't. She mentioned that they had recruits in time, but she can't say who they are.
Jenica Lewis, Addison Bjorn.
I haven't heard, other than Greenway. I don't really follow.
4 of our 5 commits for next year. We're here all but.
No, this is the game,
Hayden.
and that's not on you. I mean, that's not on you. You bring them in now. For Ava, Oregon's a long way from home.
And there were 3 or 4 other gals that I had not heard of, but they're really highly rated.
Hopefully, with recruiting, you hope you can get 1 or 2 of them. Maybe.
Yeah, you would think there can't be a better environment than that game yesterday. I mean, I don't know how it could be better than that.
No, but other schools,
it a
you know what
regular
other schools will tell them,
condition.
that environment's going to leave
Because of Caitlin.
Because of Caitlin. And I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm not saying the environment's going to fall apart when she's gone, but it's going to be really interesting to see if Iowa can live up to the monster it has created with Caitlin Clark.
Exactly.
Maybe they could find an arena that was air conditioned.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I was trolling, but I didn't comment. So anyway, I didn't plan on commenting, but I wanted to. There's people out there. A couple people were saying, you know, if the games can be this loud, blah 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 for the women, then what's the big deal with having the student section? You know, it's not verbatim for the men and all this. And it's just like, come on. You know, do we have a? I don't know if they're loud for the women, right?
Yeah.
It's a unique situation in the world.
Yeah.
Well, it took a generational, took the greatest player in the history of the Big Ten.
So how do you compare that
You
to
can't.
Iowa men not having a good student?
Well, you can't, and not only that, but if Iowa men ever were to recruit to get a commit of Caitlin's stature, they wouldn't stay around.
They'd be here for a year.
Here's a comment. Just people,
They'd be one and done, so they wouldn't create what Caitlin was able to create. What the
100%.
team
So
has.
I'm on the right level then.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I had to dump some people off of our social media just because they're comparing apples and oranges. They're going back to some guy that held a record in 1965 or something, and, well, he had way more points. And they're confusing the NAIA with the NCAA, and it's not the same. And it's not the same game.
No, and what's her name? Pearl Jones or Pearl somebody had over 4,000 points, but she played at a much lesser division. You know, if Caitlin played in a division like that, she'd have scored 8,000 points.
Yeah, it was stuff like that. And I just bounced.
You're always going to be able to find somebody who's got more, done more. You know,
well,
one way or the other. But
Woodward was pure class.
I think that was so cool that they bought Lynette
I'll
Woodard.
tell you, she's aged well, hasn't she?
Boy,
she looks like she could still play.
I know.
I was amazed. I mean, she's like 64 years old, and she does look like she could lay some. And you could tell it meant a ton to her.
Yes.
Well,
it meant a ton to her.
Without Caitlin, you know, she's being remembered again.
Yeah, and then they brought in Maya Moore. Maya Moore just happened to show. I mean, it was incredible. The Nolan Ryan one, though, to me was. It seems like nobody had the guts to go up and ask him if you. I didn't see him interviewed by anyone. Did you?
No.
Did you see him at all smile in any photo?
Well, the photo we have up, Rob took, he was not smiling.
No, there's tons of photos of him, and he's not smiling in any one of them. It just looks like. I mean,
there were people gawking and shooting video of him, and that's probably gets uncomfortable after a while.
I would think so.
Yeah, you could just at least look like you're having fun.
That's not Nolan Ryan, though.
I know it was cool seeing all the kids run up and get the autographs from Travis Scott too. You know.
Yeah.
And that had to make him.
He seemed like he was really enjoying himself.
He really was. He was doing all the cheers.
What kind of rapper is he? What is his?
He's not mean.
He's not like just hardcore.
No.
He's not a gangsta.
No, he's not a gangsta. He's really rather talented. Very talented, actually.
And doesn't he have heavily involved in the shoes and stuff too?
Yeah.
I'm wondering, though, if Caitlin must listen to him, and that kind of, he found out that she's a fan of his, and that sort of started to build their, I don't know. Because she thanked him for coming and what have you. But, yeah, no, it was cool because you could tell how much it meant to these people, but especially Lynette Woodard. She was touched, and she received a nice ovation.
She did, and it was heartfelt.
Yeah, and it was definitely heartfelt. So.
Oh, I followed her career. I was very interested in her when she was playing.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember. I mean, when I first started to get into recruiting and stuff like that, I mean, I remember she was a high school phenom. I wonder if she was from Wichita, if I remember correctly. I don't remember for sure, but no,
that sounds.
She was really good, and I agree with Lisa that the NCAA, they need to start counting the AI.
Oh, why don't
it's just
they?
stupid. Why don't they include that?
AAW, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I know some Travis Scott stuff. Not gangster at all. Actually, like kind of spiritual, kind of leader type music. In my opinion, just.
It's not like I'm against gangster rock. I just was wondering.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what his sound was.
I just thought thought it was cool because he's much more of a, we'll say, celebrity than the State Farm guy, in my opinion,
Yeah.
And then Travis Scott walked up to the State Farm guy, tapped him on the shoulder, and like, hey, man, what's up? How's it going? And then kept down the line. So that probably made the State Farm like, hey, so this big guy's calling out the littler celebrity. That's just my take.
Cool. I say the State Farm guy rules, Jake.
Well, he did a great job on the Authentic brand T-shirt cannon. He was great.
We got to take him.
All right, we'll be right back.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember,
don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's e-keys for cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's e-keys for cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's e-keys for cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
For a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
Once upon a time in the land of the Hawkeyes, a business grew. A business that would become synonymous with real estate. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson of Hawkeye Title and Settlement. When you're buying or selling your home, you'll need title and settlement services. Consider the Hawkeye Title and Settlement team. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
Car won't go into gear? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty offers full-service mechanical auto repair, in addition to being Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Use Premier for all your auto repair needs: brakes, oil changes, air conditioning, diagnostics, transmissions, or preventative maintenance. Whether you hit a deer or your car won't go into gear, see Premier Automotive in North Liberty. When you go to a family restaurant, you want three things. One, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Two, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And three, you want to be treated like family. You get all three at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Truck Month at Deary Ford in Iowa City. Bring in your tax refund and save. Buy a new 2022 Ford F-150 with 0% financing and up to $8,000 off. We have over 75 top-quality used vehicles. Trucks starting at $59.90 and cars from $49.90. Payments from $199 a month with zero down. Truck Month at Deary Ford in Iowa City. Hurry in or shop online at DearyFord.com.
84 years of preparation, the wait is over. The Oxyokin's brand new book, Our Recipes, Our Story, is on sale now. 90 pages in full color, 67 recipes, and our unique history for only $24.99. Get yours while they last at the Oxyokin. Available soon by mail order along with our current serving hours at Oxyokin.com.
The Oxyokin.
Oxyokin, in the heart of a man.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios, in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Mostly cloudy today and becoming breezy this afternoon with scattered showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm later this afternoon into this evening. We could get a quarter inch or more of rain. Our high today, 69. The wind south switching to the north, 15 to 25. Tonight, gradual clearing after midnight, 38. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 55 on Wednesday. It will be partly cloudy with a high right around 56. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Currently, it is 60.
KCJJ weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply, kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
And we're back.
Are we? Are we better than ever or just Matt?
Well, I think we're better than ever now because Harty's nephew is in the chat room.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. An enforcer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does not suffer fools gladly.
Yeah. So
that's good. So, yeah, for whatever it's worth, Iowa should move back up into the top 4 in the nation, which is cool.
With all the other losses.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder if Ohio State, if they'll just drop them 1 or 2 places. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, might.
A little, I guess. But then we got. It'll matter until the Big Ten tournament starts.
Yeah.
I guess it'll matter for 4 or 5 days.
No, Travis Scott was not the guy responsible for the deaths in Astroworld. That was the people that put on the event. There was crowd rushing.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, that was his show? Okay.
That was his show. He was not responsible for
Who's
that.
saying he is?
Some idiot in the chat room.
Oh. It's
And
not my
you
nephew.
bounce him?
It's not my nephew, is it?
No.
Is my nephew in there?
Are you going to bounce?
Yeah, I'm going to bounce.
Good.
Yeah. Not responsible.
It's fake news.
No.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So obviously he is pretty popular.
Yeah.
But, hey, I don't follow rap. I'm older. I don't think it's that ridiculous that I'd never heard of him. I wasn't the only one in the media that hadn't heard of him.
Well, you weren't the only one in the place who hadn't heard of him. I'd heard of him, but
I hadn't even heard of him.
I couldn't tell you a single thing he's done. I mean,
Do you guys ever play him on here?
No, because it's rap.
Well, I've heard some rap on here.
Well, we play rap.
A little bit of hip-hop.
Yeah, we play hip-hop, and it's different than rap.
Because you sometimes get, it's a amalgam of singing and then rap.
I don't like any of it. To me, it's right up there.
I tend to agree with you.
It's right up there with country music for me.
Oh, I like a lot of country. Not a lot of country music, but some country music. I like no rap.
There's very little, very, very, very little country music that I like.
I like it all. You know, it depends on what it is. I like hip-hop. I don't have a problem with hip-hop.
I don't have a problem with any of it.
Because it's melodic, and, yeah, it's got some... I like hip-hop.
Yeah, no, I'm with Tom on that. It doesn't work for me.
I can't say that I love it.
Fantastic Voyage by Coolio. I can give that. I'll go there. I like that one. There's a couple other I could pick out of the crowd, but that's about
Tone Loc, Alex from Stroh's. You gotta like Tone Loc.
What was his funky
Cold Medina?
That one, I remember that one. We're talking 40 years ago.
Yeah, I get paid to do the wild thing.
I didn't mind that one.
Do you get paid to do the wild
I do not, unfortunately. Because wasn't that the song they were playing when John Candy, who passed away 30 years ago today, John Candy, when he's walking into the school to meet with the advisors, weren't they playing
Funky Cold Medina
when he was walking in with his smoking his cigar? Yeah, John Candy passed away 30 years ago today, the age of 43. He'd be 73 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, but he was not long for this world. I mean, he had heart issues to begin with, but then to be obese and to drink and smoke.
And it was a genetic thing.
It was genetic, but he didn't help either. But I believe heavy weight, being overweight was part of their family genetics too. I mean, but he smoked and he did not help himself. But man, to think that I'm 17 years older right now than what John Candy was when he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1994. What was that movie they were filming down in Mexico? Something Wagon?
Yeah.
Did it ever?
Yeah, I think
it Westward Ho?
Yeah, Westward Ho, and with Richard Lewis.
That was Rue McClanahan, wasn't it?
No. Huh? Was it Matthew Perry?
Was it Wagons East?
And wasn't Richard Lewis?
Richard Lewis was in it. Wasn't it called Wagons East?
Wagons something.
I thought it was Wagons West, but whatevs.
Yeah, but I don't remember if they released it or not. But I saw some video this morning. They showed a video of him the day before he died. They showed him on the set and what have you, and he was massive.
Yeah,
but he made a lot of people.
Because I sure liked him.
Wagons East.
Wagons East. He made a lot of people laugh.
He was great on SCTV. I loved him on.
Yeah, he was good on that. He was great in.
I
loved Uncle Buck.
How much help are the Iowa men going to need to get the double bye in the tournament?
I don't think it's
feasible, but a lot of help, right?
Yeah, but someone was telling me yesterday that it would be almost impossible. I mean, they've got 9 losses. Northwestern has 7.
So Northwestern would have to lose both of their games,
and then Iowa would have the tiebreaker if Iowa wins. But Illinois has, 5?
Yeah, I think that they're got a bye for sure.
So, yeah, and then I'm trying to think of who else.
Michigan State.
Michigan State, they're 9-9.
Yeah, but I mean, they're in the running.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only 2 for sure are Illinois and Purdue with the double byes right now. I mean, there's a chance, but a lot's got to happen.
Yeah,
a lot has got to happen. And to me, in a way, I almost wouldn't mind playing Thursday because
get
a win,
a chance to get a win.
I mean, you get a double bye and you lose in your first game in the Big Ten tournament. That may not be good.
Well,
and so I almost think if they could beat Illinois to go 11-9, and then let's say they play Thursday and they get at least 1 win in the tournament. I mean, I think that would help their chances even better to get 2 more wins because then what would they be 20-12?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, we'll see. They're playing well right now, and I just don't know how motivated Illinois is going to be. I mean, there's nothing they can really do. They can't beat Purdue. Purdue's hasn't. Well, no, I guess does Purdue still have 2 games left?
Can't say.
Well, I'm going to look it up because I mean, I guess Illinois. There's always the chance for the tiebreaker, and I guess if you're Illinois too, you're going to want to win because you want to try to get as high a seed as you can in the NCAA tournament, and they right now I've seen Illinois as high as a 4 seed. That's the highest I think I've seen them. Let's see. Okay, Purdue 15-3, Illinois 13-5, Northwestern. Oh, I forgot Nebraska's 11-8.
Yeah, that's right.
But Iowa has the tiebreaker against Nebraska should they somehow finish that. Oh, I forgot Wisconsin's 10-8.
Yeah.
So,
but boy, they have. Weren't they number 2 in the nation at one point, Wisconsin? And they've lost like 7 out of their last 8. Something like that.
Iowa's 10-9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, Iowa's currently in 6th place. Minnesota's 9-9. Michigan State's 9-9. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 teams in serious play still in play for a double bye.
Isn't that interesting?
Indiana at 8-10. No, that's not going to happen.
Indiana's terrible.
But I'll tell you what. The job that Ben Johnson, Fred Hoiberg, and Doug Collins have done this year is incredible. All three. Northwestern is 20-9. I mean, that's just. I mean, Nebraska's 21-9. I mean, it's incredible the jobs that they've done. I mean, Fred's got Nebraska. My guess is now they're never going to be bad again. I'm not saying they're going to be a Big Ten power, but now that he's lifted it, I think they'll kind of be like Iowa. I mean, since Fran got Iowa going again, other than 1 year, they've never been bad again.
And, I mean, Fran's done a heck of a job this year.
Yeah, I think Fran has done – I think Fran would I don't think you can put Fran in the same class as what I mean, let's face it, Minnesota was picked to finish in last place.
Yes.
I mean, he has just done an incredible job. They were getting pounded in their last game. Was it against? Were they playing Rutgers? And they stormed back to win in the second half. It was an impressive showing at home. And I'll tell you, that arena's starting to fill up again.
It is.
I noticed because there were games last year where there's hardly anyone there. This game the other day, it was lively. They've and the thing with Cam Christie, I'm reading now where he may be a first-round draft pick.
Isn't that something?
I mean, they get him, and they help build him up, and it may backfire in that he became too good and he could be gone in a year. Yeah. I mean, if Cam Christie has his brother Max went late in the first round, and I think Cam's better than Max, to be honest with you. Max was a higher recruit. He plays for the Lakers now. Remember, he played for 1 year at Michigan State, and I think he went late in the first round, so he got first-round, life-changing money. There's a chance that this could happen to Cam.
Isn't that something?
I haven't really seen anything about Owen Freeman projecting, but I am starting to see Cam Christie. I mean, Cam Christie's a 6'5", athletic, great shooting guard. I had no idea he was this good. But that's the frustration, though, if you're someone like Ben Johnson in Minnesota. You give this guy an opportunity when others maybe didn't. You give him everything to succeed. He succeeds, and not in any fault of his own, because I think anyone, if the money's there, would go. But it's just it's tough now with the men's game. People talk about how
it's watered down.
And you're never going to have a Caitlin Clark on the men's side, because the last Caitlin Clark you had on the men's side was what Tim Duncan, Bill Walton. Tim Duncan played 4 years, but now star phenoms are going to play 1 year. That's it. They're not even going to come back for a second year. No. They'll play 1 year, and if they know they're going to be taken in the first round, they're gone. And you have to, because it's life-changing money, and you don't want to risk getting hurt. But it's tough to build rosters in college basketball. That's why I kind of like the way Fran did it. And Ben Johnson was getting somebody from high school. I just don't think anyone imagined that Cam Christie would just grow into the player he has become.
Nope.
I mean, he is as good right now as any shooting guard, I think, in college basketball. I mean, the way I saw him play the other day, it was incredible how good he is.
He's an excellent player.
He and Josh Dix are similar. I mean, Cam might be a little more explosive, but they're very similar players. Cam's got a good mid-range game. He can shoot threes. He can do about anything, and it's really impressive.
Boy, Josh Dix has gotten so much better by being inserted in the starting lineup and getting
being healthy
minutes and being healthy.
Being healthy helps. No, I think Josh has shown that he is the real deal. He may turn out to be the best player on this team. I mean, he may turn out someday to maybe be an NBA guy. He's a good 6'4". Now that he's shooting threes, that's going to make him even harder to guard with his mid-range games, because defenses can't really cheat either way.
Yep.
They're going to have to respect both parts of that game, and that's impressive. I mean, he's really coming on. I mean, with Peyton Sanford and Josh Dix, that's one of the best 1-2 perimeter combos in the Big Ten right now. They're playing as well as anybody offensively.
They sure are.
So we'll see. I give this team credit, man. It could have unraveled, but it didn't. And right now they're in position to make a 5th straight NCAA tournament.
Boy,
and regardless what they've done in the tournament, that still takes some doing.
Boy, and 3 weeks ago you would have been, looked at like a madman if you said they're going to get in.
Yeah,
they're going to do it.
Fran never panicked, and he's not overreacting on the positive side now. It's just keep grinding. All that matters is this last game against Illinois. And I guess you could look at the 8-day break as, well, they're playing well. You hate to have them lose any rhythm, but you have time to exhale and regroup and what have you. So, I mean, whatever happens Sunday, if they come out and play great, oh, man, that extra time did great. If they come out and lose, see, they broke their rhythm. They were in a rhythm, and then they had to wait 8 days to play. So we'll see. I think that arena is going to be rocking. It's not a 6 o'clock on Sunday. I mean, could it be a worse? It's the last game.
Yeah.
I just don't. Do you like 6 o'clock Sunday night games?
No, because we'll probably still be up in Minneapolis.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
So that's going to take some people away from
the
men's
well,
game. Unless we don't get to
the only way you won't be up there is if the women lose, and that you'll be unhappy.
Yeah.
The Weather Service, by the way, is saying that we could have in the next 25 minutes some winds and hail developing in a storm. And this goes from south of Brighton to past Hills to Coralville, Kelowna, Lone Tree, Washington included in the statement.
Wow.
Well, that's not great.
Any room underneath that desk?
And the irony of ironies, the irony of irony, my car is now at Vic's Auto Body getting hail damage repaired.
Insurance pay for it all?
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Well, all but deductible, but yeah.
So when's this in the next 25 minutes? Gee, thanks for the heads up.
What it said. I just got it.
I'm just saying, thanks to the weather. Mace, what's going on? Do we blame this on Mace, the lack of time to prepare?
No, it's the Weather Service.
Is it
That's
Brittany
Mace.
Merlot's
No, we've
fault?
been calling for afternoon. We've been calling for showers and possible thunderstorms.
Now we got hail.
Yeah.
Is it that Brigitte Merlot or whatever? Is she?
Brittany Merlot?
Brittany?
Brittany.
What did I say?
Yeah.
Breezy.
Breezy.
I said breezy?
Yeah, you did.
Breezy.
All right, well, I'm concerned because my car's out there, no protection. It's not in my garage.
Oh, my car's out there. I've had that car a long time.
You have?
Yeah.
Well, you've looked at a car or thought about getting a couple cars.
I thought about getting that BMW that was on the lot, but it sold before. I don't know. I like my car.
You were kind of interested in the Toyota Avalon.
Yeah, it's still there.
I've heard those are nice cars.
They are.
I'm happy with my Accord.
I'm very happy.
I'll probably get another Accord or a Camry. I could drive one of those the rest of my life. They're so similar, too.
My Camry's a rental, and it's good. But I've enjoyed my Ford Fusion Hybrid, too, a lot.
Fords, to me, just for me, are the most comfortable to sit in and everything. I like my car. And it's, right now I'll probably keep it.
It's a good car.
Yeah.
And I like my car, too. I'll get antsy.
But yeah, I get bored, and then I want to take my mind off other crap, and that's what I think of.
Yeah.
But then I get in there, and I turn the sound. It's got a great radio and sound system.
Boy, I was looking. Nebraska's 18-1, and is Iowa the only team Iowa beat them there, right, this year? Didn't they? I thought they played.
I think we did.
So Nebraska's 18-1 at home, but they're only 2-8 on the road. Purdue is the only Big Ten team that has a winning record on the road. Illinois is 5-5, Northwestern's 4-6, Iowa's 4-8, Purdue's 6-3, Ohio State's 13-4 at home, 1-8 on the road. Penn State's 12-4 at home, 2-8 on the road. Rutgers is 12-4 at home, 3-8 on the road.
God, nephew is
he kicking some ass?
Well, he wants to see you and Alfred go at it.
That's old news.
I know.
Tell him to get caught up with Tell him this is it's 2020s. Why? What did he just say? Are people being mean to him?
Pat went after Jake from State Farm yesterday.
Yeah, don't go after State.
What do you mean? I went after him? I never went.
That's
after
just what I heard.
Yeah, no, I never left my seat. It was too hot.
Would love to see a bare knuckle boxing match between Pat and Steve Alford. All proceeds go to charity.
And have Haluska be the referee.
Would be the cornerman. Alford's cornerman.
Against me.
Yeah.
Who'd be my cornerman?
Yeah. Well, they said me, but I'd be in your.
You imagine Captain, right? You kind of look like Mickey. Burgess Meredith. You got a little Burgess Meredith in you.
I think Rob Howe would be your cornerman.
Rob Howe?
As the Penguin?
Yeah. So, but hey, Alfred's done a pretty good job this year for Nevada. Last I checked, they were maybe in the projected field. They've done okay. So, but no, I mean Iowa. I think they're going to get in. I think they're going to beat Illinois, and I think they're going to win at least one game in the tournament. And I think that will easily be enough, and they'll get in as like a 7 or an 8 seed.
Well, I would rather get in as an 11.
Yeah, but the problem is it's hard for Big Ten teams to go that far down.
That's true.
Because you have to find places for the automatic. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, you can sometimes, but rarely. Have you ever seen a Big Ten team as a 12 or a 13 seed?
I don't think
I don't think you can, because you have to fill those spots with the automatic winners and what have you. So we'll see. I think I've seen a couple times where a Big Ten team's gone as far down as 11.
We were a play-in game.
You have the play-in. You have the play-in, and I could see Iowa go.
I would be.
I could see. I don't care if people that say that a play-in game's not the same as getting in. No, it's in. You're in the tournament.
Yep.
You're in the tournament. I agree with Fran on that one. If you're in the play-in, you're still in the tournament, and that's in Dayton, right?
Uh-huh. But then unfortunately, you end up playing somebody that you probably can't beat.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's a price that comes with. You're in the play-in game for a reason.
Yeah.
You weren't good enough to be a seed, and you have to. That's just something you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
So, but if he can get this team in, this is arguably maybe Fran's best coaching performance. I really liked what he did with that NIT team that won 25 games and got to the championship. Mm-hmm. That's when the program really started to. You could see it. And the year before, when they got to the NIT with Matt Gatens, that was a breakthrough. But I thought that 25-win NIT season was impressive. But you could make a case if they beat Illinois and get in the tournament, this is Fran's best year.
Yeah, that was Woody and Gazelle's team that made the finals.
No, you could actually. I mean, this to me, Fran has really held this team together during some tough times. And think about all the stuff they've had going on in their personal life.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, his
point.
I mean, his brother's dealing with health issues. Jack obviously had a tragedy he had to deal with. Patrick's had issues, and yet they've stayed the course, and I think that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. So get your Indiana Fever season tickets because they doubled in price.
Yeah,
literally.
And I've heard they're selling like hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
Yeah. Hey, it's business. That's what they do.
Somebody just sent me a picture. He said, I got a great watchdog, and the dog is like laying by the screen door, and there's just a bunch of ducks walking into the kitchen past the dog. Dog ain't even getting up.
Well, Wapsie wouldn't put up with that.
Yeah, Lakota wouldn't have put up with that. There's no way those ducks would have survived.
Wapsie would take them apart.
Buddy would have barked.
And Wapsie's a sweetheart, but she would not settle for ducks walking through our house.
Lily gets along with our chipmunks, so
I'll reach out to Adam this week too, because we got a lot to talk with Adam about. His daughter was part of a state champion.
Yeah, cool.
I'll reach out and try to get him for Wednesday or Thursday.
Did she play much?
That I don't know. I know she's young, but yeah, and Clear Creek won too.
Yeah.
So congratulations, 2 state.
And now we got a.
There's one boys team in, right?
Tonight. We've got Regina taking on Western Christian at 5:30.
That's going to be a tough.
Anytime you play those
draw.
Western Christian,
they're tough.
Boyd and Hull, those teams, they're tall and they're usually pretty good.
Yep.
But hey, congratulations to Regina for getting in. That's quite an accomplishment.
Western Christian.
Oh, the time has come.
Night Ranger.
Love that.
I liked Night Ranger.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Greatest band ever.
Night Ranger or Pink Floyd?
Okay, so last night in the Quad Cities,
He just picked Night Ranger over Pink Floyd.
Foreigner.
So would Steve, probably.
You guys are nuts.
Foreigner is at the Mark or Vibrant in the Quad Cities. There's not one member
So it really is foreigner.
What, yeah. And and this is their farewell tour.
They don't have one member?
They don't have one member.
Is Steven Tyler still alive? Oh, wait, he's not foreigner. That's
No,
Lou. Is Lou Graham still alive?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's Midnight Blue, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but he's not in Foreigner.
Okay.
Hello?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
My sister's a ticket holder of the Chicago Sky, the women's team up there. She says that the tickets for the Indiana game is sold out right away.
Wow.
Yeah, she's going to be playing in front of packed
And they
arenas.
haven't even drafted her yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be playing in front of packed arenas. It's going to follow her for at least for a while.
For a while.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, thanks for sharing that. That is,
insane what's going on.
she's incredible.
Yeah. So, you guys have a great day and go Hawks.
All
Thank
right.
you. Well, maybe when we're up in Minneapolis, we should get some Minnesota Lynx tickets versus. We'll check it out.
Yeah.
And I'll bet other Iowa fans have already snarfed them up.
Whoops. What did you do? Don't wreck things.
My water spilled.
Uh-oh, water.
Not on the equipment.
No.
No. Boy, that was a close one.
Close one. What would you have done if it just fried that whole system?
What are you going to do?
I would leave. I'd walk out and I'd be done for the day. Hey, good luck fixing that. Let me if you don't get it fixed by Wednesday, let me know.
That's not putting us off the air. That's putting us off the stream if he gets water in it. It's not putting us
Yeah, but what if somehow it exploded and all of a sudden this place burns
Have you
down?
ever seen a laptop explode?
No, but this one sounds like it might. At times, although it's quiet today.
It's that one.
Oh, it's this one? Well, there's been times when this one's loud, too.
Yeah.
But I'm not hearing either one of them today, so they've settled down.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I think that one over there downloads crap from Google, and I don't know what this one is doing. I got to get our tech out here.
But they're not making any noise today. I got to ask you, Tom, since I did.
Okay.
How long do you think you waited in line at Brugger's? Was it an hour?
Half hour.
Half hour? What'd you end up getting?
I tried something new. They've got something they call a cheesy hash brown bagel.
I know what you're talking
And
about.
I got that with cream cheese. It was real good.
Their 5 cheese bagels are good.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah,
No,
they-
I like Brugger's.
They've also got these little hash brown patty
They
things.
do.
They're good.
I haven't tried those.
They are really good. Yeah, no, I go to Brugger's because I like bagels, and I wish there were more options. I wish we had an Einstein bagel. Remember
That
we
was
had what
good.
was that bagel that it's where Atlas used to be, and I don't know what it is now. What is that place on the corner of?
It says St. Birch.
No, it's St. Birch Tavern.
Remember when it used to be that bagel place?
Yeah.
What was that? Was it the Great Midwestern Bagel Company?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I used to go there all the time, and it just shut down.
It was great.
It was well, yeah, it was. I think it was the Great Midwestern
Yeah.
Bagel Company. But
I think you're right.
have you ever had Einstein bagel?
Yes.
It's good. There are a lot of them in the airports. I used to get them a lot in the airport. I wish we had some choices.
I get the salmon sandwich every time.
I like that at Brugger's. I get that, the lox and bagels.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. So, all right, now I'm hungry.
Well, see, that's right, because it's getting nigh on lunchtime.
Well, Iowa baseball lost 2 out of 3 at Ole Miss. Not really a surprise. They were able to get 1, but they got to get this pitching figured out. I mean, right now, Brody Brecht's the only. He's still struggling with walks, but he's so dominant with strikeouts that he can overcome it. Marcus had another not real good outing. Cade, I think Marcus and Cade both combined for 10 walks. The bullpen's walking way too many. They're killing themselves with free bases right now.
They are.
And I mean, there's a risk when you play a tough schedule, and the risk is losing. And right now, I think baseball's 4-5 maybe overall.
I think you're right.
So, but there's still a ton of season left. It's not. But then Rick will say they got to get this bullpen fixed. They got to start throwing strikes. Give your defense a chance to make plays, and just give yourself a chance. I mean, you fall behind 2-1, 3-1, it just becomes a hitter's pitch, and that's when you have problems, and that's what's happening right now. So, but like I said, there's lots of baseball left, and the weather's going to be great. I still think this team is going to give fans a lot to be excited about.
I sure hope so, because we want to go to some games this year.
Yeah, and I think they'll, like I said, anytime Brody Brecht pitches in Iowa City, it's going to be a must-see event, and I still think Marcus is going to get his stuff together. He struggled a little bit at times last year, but then he got on a roll. They just got to stop digging themselves holes with all these walks.
Yeah,
that's just a killer. And I'm trying to think. We got Big Ten championships of wrestling coming up this weekend. There's a lot going on. I mean,
there is.
This next 2-3. Well, it's March.
Yeah.
These next 25, 30 days are going to be lots of fun, and there'll be some disappointment. There'll see some peaks and valleys, but that's what it's all about.
And then if Fran gets in, you know that if we win one game and then play somebody we can't beat, that the negative Nancy's will come.
Oh yeah,
out.
Even if they win one game in the tournament this year, if they don't get to it's just going to be the same thing.
Yep.
It'll just be the
So
same.
tired of that narrative.
But it'll be out there, and there's no secret that they've struggled. Iowa has struggled in postseason play for a long time. So I think Fran could win the Big Ten tournament, and if he lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament, people would still be pissed.
There'd still be that group. Yeah.
They'd still be pissed, even though I would call that an incredible. I mean, Iowa could make a run to the championship game. If they're shooting well from three, I think they can beat anyone in this conference on any given day other than maybe Purdue. But if they played Purdue 10 times, they could maybe beat them once on a neutral court. You never say.
If Purdue is off.
But Purdue's the only team I would say that clearly has its way against Iowa. Yeah. Everyone else, they can all beat each other on a given day.
No, that's right.
So, a lot of it depends on how you're playing now, injuries, and how you're shooting.
Yep, that's right. I hope, I don't think it'll happen, but I sure hope we get some good news on the Molly Davis front, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, like I said, I would never profess to be a doctor. And I obviously didn't see it well, since I'm telling everybody, it looks like she's got a concussion, and it was her leg. How am I doing?
Well, you were across the arena.
Yeah, and I didn't see it at the beginning, and she did crash to the floor pretty hard.
She did.
I mean.
And she did not move.
No, she did. That was the other reason I thought it was a concussion. She didn't move. I thought she was, for a second, I thought she was knocked unconscious.
At first, I was hopeful of just getting the wind knocked out of her, but that obviously was not the case at all.
And what's unfortunate, besides just being injured, of course, is she's really figured out how to play with Caitlin. And there's times where she's their second best scorer from the. She at times, would you say she's a little more versatile even than Kate and Gabby both on offense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she was really starting to figure things out. And she also takes some of the ball handling pressure away from Caitlin. The other thing Molly was doing this year was making open threes, whereas last year she didn't. She's making open threes now. Yeah, I thought it was so cute though how they wheeled her out, and I know she's a 20, but she almost looked like a little kid, dude. She had that smile on her face. You could tell she was sad, a little embarrassed, but you could also tell that she was so proud to be a member of this team. I just feel bad. Parents come in for senior day like that from Michigan, and to have that happen early in the game, imagine what they were thinking.
She's been part of probably arguably the best Iowa women's basketball team ever.
Oh, yeah, without...
Arguably.
Yeah, one of the best. I mean, last year's team, and then, of course, Vivian's team in 93, 94. Vivian had a couple teams that didn't get to the Final Four that were really, really, really good.
Yes, she did.
Really good. Let's see. Tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, the Big Ten Network, all women's basketball teams will be announced. All defensive team, all freshmen, player of the year, defensive player of the year, freshman of the year, sixth player of the year.
That's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow. Tomorrow at noon. And obviously Caitlin's going to be the player of the year for the third year in a row. It'll be interesting to see if anyone from Iowa is on the all-defensive team.
I would doubt it.
I don't. Gabby, maybe?
It would be the only
She'd be the only one. She is a good perimeter defender. Freshmen. Who are Iowa's freshmen this year?
No, it's Ava Jones and Kanice.
Oh, Kanice. Is she injured?
Yes.
She was on crutches yesterday.
She's injured. Really.
Okay. Yeah.
I blew out her ACL. I think.
She did?
Yeah.
Have they announced that? I don't think they have.
I think that's what it was, though.
But
that's what I saw. I don't know if they.
She may not want it announced. That's
possible.
It's up. If the athlete doesn't want it announced, they can't announce it. But I have not seen anything confirming that. But maybe I missed it too. But so they don't have any freshmen. But I think Hannah will make second team. Caitlin, of course, will make first team. I wonder if Kate. Do they do three teams? Isn't it three?
Yeah.
You think Kate or Gabby might get that third?
Maybe both of them.
Maybe both of them, just because they want so much. The problem with both of them, though, is they have games where they just don't do much offensively, and I think that's what a lot of these people vote on.
Yeah, that's very
They
true.
vote on offensive statistics. So I think the first team, of course, you got Caitlin, and then from Ohio State, will it be
J.C.
Sheldon? Would she be
probably.
there? No, okay, there's two.
Or Cody McMahon.
Probably both. I
Very
could see
possibly.
and then then you have two more. I'm trying to think.
Mackenzie Holmes.
Oh, from Indiana.
Yeah.
She would be there. Would she be there, number one?
I think so.
I think she'd be on it, too. So it'll be interesting to see who else is on there besides Caitlin.
Hello.
Did Molly hurt her ankle at all? On the replay, it looked like that thing just went.
Well, I've heard ankle and knee, but all I know is her whole right leg was wrapped from the hamstring, quad down to the ankle.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting to the age where I don't like watching those replays.
No,
but
no, not at
that's,
all.
When it first did, I thought it was just her ankle. But
yeah, obviously I don't see it because they don't show those replays on the jumbotron.
And I thought Molly's statement was fantastic.
Yeah.
And very short and to the point. I hope I showed some kids that you don't have to be the smartest, the fastest, the biggest, or the best to succeed at this.
My guess, though, she's probably pretty smart.
I'm
guessing she probably gets pretty good grades. It seems like everybody that plays for that team gets good grades.
I would think that this station a lot of times proves you don't have to be the smartest.
That's a good solid point.
Have a good day.
Your announcing team on the air right now would prove that.
I'm still getting over the fact that you guys both proudly pick Night Ranger over Pink Floyd, and I live with this every day.
Proudly.
On the station. And my friends just think my friends from college just think it's the funniest thing in the world that I work for a top 40 radio station. They cannot get enough of that.
That's funny.
Especially the one, they're like, do they play that REO song? Heard it for, yes. Yeah. And they'll play it and they'll rub it in if they're playing it on there. They're like, that is great. They would, because like I said, I used to bitch and moan about their music, about my friends with bad music taste, and they would just rub it in, they'd turn it up. That high infidelity album, they just crank that thing and start singing it at me.
See, I rather liked old REO, the Riding the Storm Out era. I thought that was a pretty good band, but I didn't like the Heard It From a Friend.
But that's where they made all their money, though, wasn't it?
But I didn't.
Didn't they do something?
Like it all.
What was the another song by REO? Kind of a
Time for Me to Fly.
No, not that nonsense. This is earlier REO that I can't remember it now, but it was a good. It was, and Early Journey was pretty good too. But it's just they needed money, and then there's one place to go for money, and that's top 40, and then everything falls apart. What do you think Roger Waters would say to you guys if you guys both looked him in the face and say, I prefer Night Ranger over Pink Floyd?
I would honestly be able to look him in the eye and say, I don't care what you think. Honestly.
What do you think he'd say to you?
He'd probably attack me.
Verbally or physically?
Roll with the changes.
No,
I love that song.
Yeah.
Golden
no. Showers.
Oh, I loved Roll with the Changes.
There's another song that was more, it's kind of like Their Wheel in the Sky, like for Journey. But I just can't remember the name. It's an early song that I didn't mind. And you both, if I could just think of it and said it, that's early REO. But yeah, that's they just find it. A buddy of mine in Chicago just thinks it's hilarious.
Hello.
So do you think Brian will get on the Nebraska Cornhusker staff?
I couldn't begin to tell you.
It'd be interesting.
I've actually got a couple calls into people over there. They're going to give me. There's no position job open right now. This would have to be some type of
an analyst
analyst type thing, but there is no position coach open right now. I know that, so we'll see.
Golden Country.
Well, on one of their articles I was reading, it said they do have a tight ends coach available.
But it's not the tight end position coach. It's an analyst type situation. I mean, I've talked to members. I know they've talked. It's a different. It's not the full time tight end position coach, from what I've been told.
I liked the picture they showed him in a suit and he had on a yellow tie.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I mean, there's been no official story that I've seen confirming anything.
No.
It's just all been.
All right.
It's all been speculation.
Thanks for the call.
And but yeah, it's I think there is something to it, but I don't know. But what's weird is though I've been on Nebraska's site. I haven't seen any type of story confirming anything.
No.
It's just been message board and social media chatter.
Well, the message boards are funny to read.
I'm sure they're just ripping, just nasty.
They say, please tell me this can't be true.
But, I mean, if he's an analyst, that's not like he's going to go over there and destroy the program. I mean, he's not that bad.
No.
I mean, God.
No, he was a good...
People are acting like he's just a pariah.
He's a good position coach.
He knows what he's doing. He just wasn't ready to be a coordinator for... I mean, Brian probably could have been a decent coordinator at Ohio State when they had Garrett Wilson and all. I mean... he just wasn't good enough to overcome the flaws in his father's offense and the lack of personnel.
And also the injuries.
The injuries didn't help.
What personnel he had.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
I was listening to the Nebraska-Iowa game, and they do the pregame interviews with Gary Dolphin. They're on Learfield, and I don't know if you can get the playback or the transcript, but Coach Rule did mention that he had a big interest in Brian Ferentz when he was in the NFL, and maybe even wanted to get an interview, but I don't know if he got stonewalled or what, but that'd be an interesting quote if you could look it up.
Okay.
Well, they're obviously, if he's over there interviewing for something, there must be an interest. But yeah, no, thanks for the heads up on that. But no, nothing would surprise me. Someone's going to hire him.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I thought he would go to the NFL.
He's a good coach.
I thought he would go to the NFL, and we don't know if this is going to lead to anything. This could disappear. I'm just surprised that there hasn't been more written from the Nebraskian, because that's where it's going to come from.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've been looking. I'm sure you've and you found no official stories.
Nothing official at all.
I haven't. And like I said, the guy that they give it credit to, I went up and down his Twitter profile, and he had tons of stories, but nothing on Brian Ferentz. So I don't know. But like I said, I've reached out to a couple people I know, and I'm just kind of waiting to hear back to see how much of this, how official this is, and if there is something to it. So we'll see. I mean, I hope Brian lands on his feet and can move on from this and have happiness. I mean, this is an unfortunate situation. I hated writing all this stuff these last couple of years, but you also can't ignore what you're seeing on the field either.
No.
I mean, he had a job to do, and it just didn't work out.
No. The worst is the worst. I mean, there's one thing to be having a challenged offense. It's another thing to be the worst.
Yeah, and injuries were huge this year, but what about 20? But they weren't big in 2022, and they were still terrible.
Yep.
I mean, terrible. It's not even a matter of being mediocre. They were terrible on offense.
No question.
So we'll see. But like I said, wouldn't that be weird, though, if Brian Ferentz comes back as a member, as even an analyst, if he's up in the press box for Nebraska? Wouldn't that be strange?
Come back as their OC?
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. That ain't going to happen.
No.
But just if he left, Nebraska would have been. If someone told me Brian Ferentz is going to get a job 3 or 4 months after the season's over, Nebraska would be probably the last place I would have thought.
I would not think he would be there. Yeah, I'm not sure I would like to see him coaching against his father. I guess.
I don't care, but
I know, but
I just don't. I don't know. I
know it happens all the time. That's the profession. But
they get into it at midfield. Brian and Kirk wrestling at midfield. Would you like to see that?
No.
You wouldn't like to see that?
I don't want to. No.
I'm kidding.
Father, son.
I'll tell you what. If he did do it, he did it.
See you take on your nephew.
He's bigger than I am and younger.
Well,
how old is my nephew now? I think he was born in '86. God, he's almost 40. Yeah, I could probably still take him. See what he says. But yeah, he is almost. God, my nephew's almost 40. Does that make me feel old? You know. So, but trying to think if we covered everything. I did not look to see what softball did over the weekend. That's my bad.
I didn't see either.
But I'll get stuff and we'll update on Wednesday. And trying to think if there's anything else out there that we have not addressed. Any rumors? Any NIL?
No, not per se.
I haven't heard of it.
Now, one I'm interested in is Tony Perkins, and.
Well, we'll have a press conference on Thursday or Friday this week, and hopefully they make him available. And I'm sure he'll be asked, but I can't imagine why he would say anything either way.
Not unless he wouldn't.
Yeah. So, I mean.
But I hope that they come up with an NIL package that will keep him here.
Or what if he decides he wants to try the professional ranks?
He might.
He might. I don't think he's ready for the NBA right now, but you never know. I mean, I didn't think Tony would have 14 assists in one game and 15 in another.
No.
They've had 4 players get those, and he's had 2 of them. And so yeah, I mean, if they could get Tony to come back for a 5th year, that would be significant. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, Sanford and Dix, those guys, I mean, maybe some other schools might swoop in and try to give them an NIL packet, but they're not. I don't see them leaving Iowa, even for a little more money. I think they're really happy here, loyal to this program, love the offense.
Same with Owen.
And, same with Owen, but Owen's going to have some – I mean, you better tell your buddy Brad, they better get ready to – Owen's going to have some suitors. There's going to be some big-time schools coming in and offering him some packages. And I'm sure Brad and those guys are aware of that. They better be ready, though. I mean, loyalty and devotion's one thing, but so's money.
Well, I did see where there was a $125,000 donation to the men's basketball.
Well, that helps.
NIL.
I mean, that helps.
So, yeah.
Especially when they lost a recruit to a school right now, and I remember that recruit was promised $450 for 3 consecutive years. And I'm not going to mention the kid's name. I think we've talked about it before. So that's 450 times 3. That's like
over $1 million.
That's 1 point. That's retired. That's life-changing money.
Yeah.
You invest the right way, you could live a pretty good life just on that. And that's what they're up against. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Iowa does, because there's going to be some people coming after these points.
Yes, this is true.
But, yeah, but they know. They're aware of that.
Yep.
They'll have to have some safeguards, and we'll see what happens. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, man. It is, like they say, it's the wild, wild west right now.
It is.
And a lot of these high school basketball players aren't even being recruited.
You know what, it's just weird, isn't it?
Well, people are just, the number one priority is the portal. You need somebody now. You need somebody that can help you now, and I don't think that's necessarily the case. That's like what I like about how Fran's done it.
All right, what would you think? Okay, there's the women's team point guard, for next year. You've got some kids coming in that are very talented, but they're going to be freshmen.
And I don't know if any of them are true, pure point guards, from what I've read.
Leah Guyton is,
but she's
injured.
She's got a blown-out knee,
yes.
And I've seen her. She's, to me, more of a scoring guard from the video I've seen of her, but she's out. I mean, she's not going to be ready by the start
and
of
Taylor Stremlo is really good, but
I don't think she's a point guard.
Combo.
Yeah, I don't think she's a pure point guard. So you're saying that would Lisa go out into the portal? Who knows? I mean, I think we were all convinced that she was going to go out the portal and get a center last year, and she never did.
Yeah, they tested the waters, but there wasn't anybody that wanted to come here that would be better than what we got.
That must be the case. I mean,
what would you think if Katie Dinnebeer from Drake went into the portal?
I don't even know who that is.
She's their point guard, and she's real good.
Well, I mean, if you say she's really good, then you look at her. Do you know she's going in, or are you just speculating?
No, I don't even know that she's probably could be happy as hell.
Well, Drake's a pretty good program.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, they've been good for a long time, so we'll see. But
I think she would be a natural.
But this ain't good right now, though, with Kenise Johnson and Leah Guyton both out with major knee surgeries. That's not. No, next year's team is going. It's going to be interesting to see how they navigate through this. This is going to be a tough, challenging offseason for the coaches.
It is, and I hope they get back to the Final Four. Of course, we all hope that. And
being hurt doesn't help Kenise Johnson, but no knock, but she showed she was not ready this year to play.
No,
and I'm not knocking her. A lot of freshmen aren't ready, but she's got a ways to go with or without the knee injury. So they may have to hit the portal. And I think the one thing, Caitlin has made Iowa a way more attractive destination school, I would think, for a lot of proven players. So we'll see.
You sure think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so we'll see. But it's going to be so weird next year when you guys go to that first women's game and there's even without Gabby and Kate, but it's going to be weird without
Completely
Caitlin.
Different team.
It's going to be just so weird without her.
No Caitlin, no Gabby, no Kate Barton.
No Sharon Goodman, no Molly Davis. That's 5 players. Yeah. What's my nephew saying?
He's going to knock you on your ass.
Okay.
Well, not exactly.
Hell, I haven't
He
seen
didn't exactly say that.
I don't think I've seen him.
Might have embellished that.
I don't think I've seen him in person in 2 years. I just don't get home. I just don't get to Des Moines much anymore. So he is in there though.
Well, he's in there.
Well, I'd like to have his job, wouldn't you?
What you do?
Works for family.
We gotta go.
All right. Well, thank you, Pat.
He's working hard on the chat room.
Yeah.
No, he's a hard worker. I'm just kidding. Thanks for listening, Frankie.
HawkFanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
Download the new KCJJ app. Keep up with the latest news, weather, and high school sports. You can send us pictures, audio, and video. Access our social media, chat with us, and listen wherever you go. You can even listen to our sister station, 99 Plus KFMH. The new KCJJ app. Available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.